Welcome back. We are going to get talking now about your author website. When we get a book proposal or an introduction to an author, one of the very first things we do
like everyone does to
like
everyone
everyone
these
does
days.
is we Google you. And I don't know if you've ever Googled yourself to see what comes up, but most authors do have an author website. If you don't, that's okay. But we want to walk you through right now why you should have an author website and what it should include. So the thing is, when we're talking about a platform, how to get noticed, having an author website is one of the predominant ways that you can get noticed and people can find you for the first time. You're going to have your outposts like we talked about, and you'll link to your website. You'll be driving people to your website. That's your home base with your email list. And so you're going to want to have your website. You want it to be sharp. And there's some specific things that you should have in your author website. Oh, by the way, if we're Googling you, publishers are probably Googling you as well.
Certainly. And it's like with any service, any product, we all live on the internet now. Everyone goes to a website. So it's time for you to get yours. So we've got a checklist of the things that you should have on your author website.
This is in your workbok. So pull that up and you can refer back to that checklist that we're going to go over with you.
First thing we're going to want is you.
Yeah.
We want to see your face. We want a headshot. We want your bio. We want who you are. We want that in there. Obvious. Don't hide. You are the product. You're the best salesman for your book. Let's keep that going. Also, endorsements, testimonials. Those are also key for your author website. It's a great way to talk about yourself by having other people talk about you. Mm-hmm. So keep that in mind. Some of the things that you want to be looking for with endorsements is who is applicable to you and who you're writing to. Get those people that are in that sphere to talk about you. Get people who know you, who can leverage, who you can leverage their notoriety, their platform for you.
And a little bit of a sidebar here on how to get endorsements. So let's say you don't have a book yet. You just have your website, or you've been sharing your writing here and there, but you don't yet have a product. So you have no endorsements for it. What you can do is you can send an email to your personal contacts and you can say, hey, could you give me a few words or a little bit of information that I can include? That's an endorsement, a customer testimonial, a follow, little bit of information, what you liked about me, if I spoke at your event, whatever it might be. And you can have those endorsements on your website. So for example, it might say like contact page, about page, what people are saying, or testimonials, that kind of thing. So you get the testimonials by asking.
You do. You do need to ask. We find it's best to set a deadline.
Yeah.
A no deadline ask is no ask at all typically. So do that. But it's a great way to build up your credibility on your website.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And we're going to also, you want to conveniently link to your socials. So if you go to different websites, you might see maybe they show pictures from their Instagram page. Maybe they just have that little
bird,
the little bird icon for Twitter, the little F for Facebook, the little photo camera thing for Instagram. Click on that and it clicks right out to their social so they can stay in touch with you and follow you on your socials. So that's always a good thing to have as well. You could have a podcast page where they click on podcasts and it takes them to finding out more about your podcast. You might have a speaking page. Matt was going to share a little bit about that.
Yes. Yeah. Whatever you've got that furthers your brand, you want to get on there. But if you are a speaker, you certainly want to include that. Put a speaking page, how they can contact you to book your speaking, photos of you speaking, not just the headshot. Someone on a stage, like you're in action, get those action shots out there. Include your speaking topics. Include who you have spoken for. Logos. I don't want to get any trademark advice here, but logos are a great visual to say, oh, look, I've spoken for this company and that
And
company.
if they give you an endorsement, you could put that on your speaking page as well.
Oh, for sure, for
Mhm.
sure. Also your testimonials from your speaking, as well as what's coming up.
Mhm.
If you have public events, be sure to list those there, because you never know who might be in that area. You do want to get that.
You could also have a blog on your website
Oh yeah.
as well, or you could have samples of your writing. I always like, as an agent, when I'm scouting someone, Googling them, going to their website. And if they have a blog, I often click on it and I read. I want to find out how you write. How are you as a writer? So that can be another great place to have new content coming out, fresh content that you're driving people to. And you do want to have a contact us page as well, where someone can reach out to you. Maybe it's just your email address. Maybe it's a little of a form that they can
Yeah.
fill out
You
if
might
they
have
want to reach
a
out to
booking
you.
agent or something like that. Yeah, for
Mhm.
sure. Also, video. We're a video driven society these days. If you have video and you can embed that in there, a welcome video is great for your page. Speaking videos, if again, back on the speaking section, if you have videos of you speaking,
Mhm.
this is a great place to put that. Nothing advertises better a speaker than a speaker speaking. And so keep that in mind if you have those assets.
Mhm. So let's look at your workbook. We've actually included in there 2 examples of author websites, just as a reference for you. One is a little bit more simple, and the other has a little bit different vibe, but this is a contrast for you. So let's pull up together your workbook and let's look at Emily Freeman's website. Take a look at her branding. I know we've talked about that. And look at the pages that she has on her site. This is not a robust site. This isn't, super fancy, but right there, front and center, you got a profile picture of her. You also have the podcast page, because she's got a great podcast. She's got links to her social. If you scroll down a bit, you can really see what her brand is and her style is, looking right there at her website. She also has an opportunity like Work With Me, which is in many ways a contact form or a contact page. But you get the idea of who she is and what she stands for when you go to her website. Another one to pull up is look at I Am Mike Todd. He is kind of an urban chic pastor, teacher. He speaks on relationships, best-selling author, and you go to his site, you can really get a sense of his brand as well. And you'll see right there, front and center, when you go, there he is talking about his book, Crazy Faith. You can see he has a little feature on there of text me so we can stay in touch. He's got a subscribe option through texting. Emily has a subscribe option through her email, building her email list. So we're trying to show you a compare and contrast how different authors do it. You are your own unique person. Your author website is going to look like you, your vibe. So if you're more minimalist, that's what it's going to be. If you're a little bit more urban chic, like Mike Todd, that's what it's going to be. And Matt.
Yes.
So we want to encourage you, as you're building out your website, to look at this checklist that we've given you and these key pages. And you definitely want to include those about pages and some of those, the photo, those things. Look at the checklist. If you're speaking, consider the speaking page. Podcast, consider the podcast page. Think about where you're at and how you can build an author website that's going to bring more people in.
Your website becomes both your billboard and your front door. You get to show who you are. You get to catch the eyeball, hopefully, and then we have these ways. You make sure, follow the checklist where they can find you, engage with you, hopefully become a fan. If you're like me and you think of all of that, it's a little daunting. gosh, so now I have to go hire a web developer. I got to try to find a URL. They're all taken except for the ones with the weird dot something. It's a lot, and we recognize that. So we've partnered with a web development team at authorsites.com. So we think it's a great opportunity. If you think you don't know where to start, or even if you do, but you want to be able to outsource it to someone who's doing essentially exactly what we're saying here, authorsites.com.
Yeah, you can go there. There's some templates.
Yes, templates for sure.
We've helped them develop that are for different kinds of authors. And you can pick one of those templates. It's already set up. There's different design options, various colors, pages, visuals, and fonts, those kinds of things with already designed templates to eliminate some of the stress and worry.
Author coaching approved templates. We've been through them. We know these folks. We know that this is going to at least set you up to move forward in this really critical part. Like Karen said, this is home base. So you're going to have things like we'll connect you and your email provider. You can have a email pop-up when someone comes to your page to ask for their email. Hint, you want that? You want that? We're going to get more into email later, but you're going to want to use this to harvest those emails. You'll get hosting, security, analytics, all that stuff that might seem really daunting, or it might be second nature to you. But this is just a great, convenient way to really get your foot planted in the author website world. Authorsites.com. Authorsites.com.
They also come with a lead magnet template that you can, if you choose one of those templates, you can get a lead magnet template that also fits with it, that you can use for like an email drip campaign if you're building your email list. So you can head on over there and take a look. I love what Matt said about your website being a billboard and a front door. It's a great way for you to think about it, because this is a first impression sort of business when you're building your brand and when you're building your audience. And so they Google you and they look, and if your site looks outdated and old and unprofessional, that's going to be a little bit of their interpretation or understanding of you. So you do want it to look strong and solid, to be professional.
Yes.
And, that's what agents and publishers are looking for. But even if you're self-published, to have a home base, a great web page where your outposts are coming in to your home base, so that they're going to subscribe to your list and you're going to be able to sell them your book and build that trusted relationship with them.
More about that in the workbook. Remember, authorsites.com. That's all in the workbook. And then stick around. We're going to jump into what I just alluded to earlier, the email.
See you on the other side.
Thanks.